Before you pick up your tools and begin to perform a service, you will need to evaluate your client's hair. Start by determining your client's hair type and distribution. Is it coarse or fine? The degree of coarseness or fineness in the hair fiber is referred to as texture. Density is determined by the number of active hair follicles per square inch on the scalp. Density is usually referred to as light, medium, or heavy. Next, determine your client's hair condition. First, check the hair porosity, which is the amount of moisture that the hair is able to absorb and/or retain. Second, check hair elasticity, which is the ability of hair to stretch and return to its original shape without breaking. Normal dry hair can be stretched about 20% of its length. Wet hair can be stretched to 40 or 50% of its length. To perform an elasticity test, hold a strand of hair between your thumb and index finger. With your thumbnail and finger of the other hand, run the distance of hair rapidly. This will create a series of small curls. Gently pull the hair taut for approximately 10 seconds and release. If the hair completely or almost completely returns to the curl pattern, it is in good condition. If it returns only 50% or less, it is structurally weak and needs conditioning. The final stage of your evaluation is to consider the effects of the climate. After all, the more information you gain from your client, the easier it will be to achieve good results. Damage to the cuticle or cortex results in many common hair conditions. Each hair strand has about 7 to 12 layers of cuticle scales to protect the cortex. In healthy hair, these scales lie flat. Friction, generated through brushing and combing, is one way the cuticle can be damaged. As you analyze your client's hair, a number of visual clues can alert you to possible problems. A common condition is broken hair, technically called abraded hair. Abrasion can result from brushing or manipulating the hair while styling, especially when it's still wet. Excessive chemical processes, sun exposure, and chlorine are also common causes of damage. Split ends or brittle hair is another common disorder. The technical terms for split ends are fragilitis cranium, brittle hair, and trichoptilosis. Mechanical damage also occurs from the incorrect use of styling tools, such as brushes that pull hair and stretch it until it breaks, and dryers used too close to the hair. As a professional cosmetologist, you will come in contact with many disorders or diseases of the scalp that can be contagious and require appropriate disinfection. Everyone loses hair every day. Between 40 and 100 strands of hair is the average daily hair loss. But not to worry, the average head has about 100,000 individual strands of hair. Alopecia, or excessive hair loss, may be caused by a fungal or bacterial infection or inflammatory disease of the scalp. The most common form is androgenetic alopecia, caused by heredity, hormones, and age. This condition causes progressive shrinking or miniaturization of certain scalp follicles. Over time, the active growth phase becomes shorter, and the resting phase becomes longer. Eventually, there is no growth at all. Hair loss is identified by various measurement systems that show the pattern and density of the hair loss. Illustrations like these are often labeled so that a record can be kept to track a client's hair loss. Other types of hair loss and their treatment are discussed in your textbook.